Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Reliably Uninformed. My name's Rico.
My name is Big B.
Finn.
Anna.
And we have a special guest today. We've brought in a specialist on conspiracy theories, which is the theme of today's episode. So,
Well, she's not really a specialist, but
Can you
she's
shut
our
up?
friend. She's our friend.
It's
No, I'm a
Patricia.
specialist
Anna.
at everything.
well,
Whatever.
we've all got our tinfoil hats on. So, conspiracy theories. Let's start. Now, to start off, do you guys believe in any conspiracy theories? Flat Earth,
Oh.
moon landing was fake?
Okay, I think that
Earth
Some-
flat. No.
some of the like ideas from Flat Earth Society are very plausible.
Okay,
Not
great. You.
no, not the ideas that it's a flat Earth. I don't think that that's true, but I do believe that they think that some of the people, that the government is trying to like stop them from perceiving their potential with ideas and their minds. So they're thinking that
They don't want us to know
the
about
government-
spheres!
the government is controlling us. That's what they
So you
think.
think the government's
So I think
controlling
that's
Whoa.
true.
But
I
I
think
feel
that
like
that's
every
a possible
conspiracy theory kind
possibility.
of believes that to an extent. Is that the
Yes.
government is hiding something.
This is another conspiracy theory that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The government doesn't want us to know
I believe
some
that.
things.
You believe
I
that?
believe that.
Really?
I believe
Also,
that.
by
Yeah.
government,
I watched
feel like
Shane Dawson's video on
Oh,
Flat
of
Earth
course, the
Society,
leading
and
authority.
that actually made me believe.
Oh,
I'm
by the
sorry,
way,
that's
if you
funny.
hear music instruments,
We
in
have
the
a choir
background,
now.
ignore it.
That's
this is
a
our
criteria
live,
B.
this is our live band. Also, beforehand, I think we should mention that by government, we don't mean a specific country's government. We mean just like
In general.
overall.
We mean
Like
the
so-
Illuminati, of
Yeah.
course.
Illuminati confirmed.
I believe that Mandela effect is actual
Yeah,
thing.
I believe that too.
What? The Mandela effect?
Phineas and
Of
Ferb were
course.
onto something.
You're all
That's
idiots.
all I'm saying.
I knew.
The movie Phineas and Ferb was onto something.
I
For sure.
I knew a TV show's name. Very
Okay,
different.
wait.
Let's
First
be
off, let's
honest.
explain. What is the Mandela effect?
Oh yeah.
For those that don't know.
So basically, it's this idea that there are certain things in our culture and our lives that are changed because of time travelers, and you can see them in like small details. Like where you can see the Mandela effect is like if you have like the name of a book or a TV show that you used to like, and you thought it was a certain way, spelled a certain way, or it
The
appeared a certain
Bernstein
way.
Bears.
Yeah,
There's people
but then
that
suddenly
swear
you find
by
out.
a different name.
Yeah, that suddenly you find out there's like a small detail that's
I
different.
am your father.
Oh yeah, in the movie Star Wars, Darth Vader doesn't actually say that, but there's people that think that the actual line goes, "Luke, I am your father," which
I thought
I
say
thought
with
it was
the
that.
mirror on the wall thing.
Yeah, mirror on the wall when it's like.
yeah.
Magic
Magic
mirror.
mirror.
Mirror on the wall, which everybody knows it as mirror.
Especially psychologists trying to explain this behavior. It's about culture and it's a cognitive process. However, psychology.
Well, I think you bring up a very valid point because to me the Mandela effect is just you messing
It's
up.
your
'cause
memory,
Think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
It's your
you're
memory.
messing
Exactly.
up things.
And
Your
you
memory
filling
messing
it-
up things.
Yeah,
But I
your
feel
memory
like-
filling up gaps. 'Cause
I feel like if
exactly.
collectively, if a lot of people believe it to be one thing, I feel like there is something there.
But I think that just proves
Placebo
further a
effect.
psychology theory because the only way that you can really fully trust or prove, you don't say prove in psychology, but prove it or support a scientific
Support,
theory
yeah.
is that it shows in multiple people. If it was to show in
As an
just one
empirical
person,
study.
then you would be able to
Yeah.
dismiss it.
so.
But like for me, it's not necessarily the Mandela effect is real in the sense that there's real time travelers, but I think it's more of a psychological effect. of
By
where
the way,
we just
exactly.
sorry, just to
different
bring up a
minds.
scientific point of view, time travel to the past is impossible.
Yeah, but to the future.
Future. It's kind of both. It's the idea that someone's changed it during a different time period and then it's influenced it.
Yeah, but it brings up like.
But how do we know that
scientifically
it's not real?
Because
You missed
the,
that
the
pose.
laws of physics don't allow
Yeah,
it.
just
But so I
make
don't
it.
go off into a rant of time travel. I'll just say the more scientifically acceptable explanation, which I still think's a cuckoo theory, is that there are different dimensions
Yeah.
in which stuff kind of merges. But I still think that's stupid. No,
No, I can
there's mathematical evidence for different
Not
dimensions, but
dimensions.
not a dimension like this.
Oh yeah.
It's like how time's a dimension. It's like
Yeah.
different spatial dimensions, not
Yeah.
an actual parallel
Can I
universe.
please say what
which
I
could
wanted
happen,
to
but I
say
don't know.
earlier?
Yeah, sorry, Anna.
Yes, please.
Okay, so there was like a extended version of the Mandela effect where it was saying that none of your past is real, that you didn't
Yes.
actually live it, and that really like with my mind because I remember my 15th birthday and like going through the lockers and being like, oh,
Yeah,
Wasn't
but
that
what
3
do
years
you-
ago?
What do you mean by
exactly.
that?
They were saying that every memory that you have was just created by some higher power.
It could be
It's
fake.
not
That's the
real
whole
memory. It's
argument
not your
of
actual
Elon
memory.
Musk. Life is a simulation, or religion, really.
Which we'll go into later, but
It's saying that it wasn't your actual memory, that it was just like formed, that you didn't actually live it, that you didn't actually live through it, and that really messed with my mind.
Yeah, I have the
Like,
fear of
that's
waking
not
up as a baby.
possible.
And this is all
No.
a dream.
I remember living through that.
Also,
like,
on a somewhat related note, one day I was, as you do, when you're on the internet, you're studying, and then suddenly you're on this like deep end of the internet. I ended up finding a quote based around the Mandela effect, and what they believe that the government shifted and merged two different universes, and now their memories are mixed up. And it's like a really deep quote, and it's
What?
I was amazed.
Wait.
The amount of-
Government. Wait. Can I say something here?
Cloud people.
When we talk about like these universal and galaxy stuff, I hate when someone say, "Oh, government does that." Yeah, because government is extraterrestrial.
I know.
People. Like,
It's
no,
so
it's
stupid.
just government.
No, but
you
it's
know?
the idea that the government isn't telling us everything. There's a lot of
Yeah.
No.
I don't believe in that.
But
I
I
believe,
believe
wait. I believe. I will give you not scientific, but I think it will make sense in Rico's argument more.
Thank you.
Government does not say something to us because they want people. They afraid from people's reactions to it. If they even know
Yeah.
something. And
Any
don't tell us.
government wants to maintain power.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But I
exactly.
don't.
However,
I don't feel like they have the
I
power
believe.
though.
I believe they are
They don't have
hiding
the power over
something,
me.
but you know, everyone hides
yeah,
something.
but there's secrets that are that if we imply that the government knows something, like if extraterrestrial life exists or something that is that monumental,
Oh, I wanna go
there's
to that
no
later.
way that you can just come out and give an article in like the New York Times or something and be like, by the way, we've known this all this time.
By the
Because
way,
then
we
that-
killed JFK.
Yeah, because that would be mass
That
hysteria.
rhymed.
There's certain things that you just can't outwardly tell
I'm a
people because that would just become
exactly.
chaos.
Because,
Yeah.
because like think about people. Some people like in gun rights, right?
Yeah.
Some people want to kill them. Some people want to be peace. Like it's like what's going to be? Then?
Yeah, but in my opinion, the government's not like this omniscient figure of like
Oh,
just
no.
total power that you'll
No,
never
no,
achieve.
no, no,
Yeah,
Anyone
yeah,
can
yeah.
be a politician.
They're human.
Like,
They're human.
They're human.
100%.
And I don't. There's
Look at
definitely shady stuff going on in governments that us everyday people are unaware about. Like, think about the Panama Papers. All that dirt that was found in politicians, money laundering, all that stuff. Sure, there's shady stuff going in the government, but there's shady stuff going on with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that makes
This is the
them
second time
people.
we've brought up this argument of everyone has secrets.
Okay, anyway, that's the Mandela effect.
So Mandela effect. Mandela effect was a very good start. However, I'm really curious about what you brought up, Rico.
Okay.
About the moon.
But wait, before we go into
I
the
brought
moon
it up.
landing.
Oh my god, I love the moon
No,
one.
but
No,
okay.
but he was
Before we
gonna
go
talk
into the
about
moon
it.
landing, before we move on to the next topic, just in one word, like your final thoughts on the Mandela effect. Fact or fishy?
I think it's a psychological theory.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true.
Fact or fishy?
Fishy.
It's gonna be a fishy for
fishy.
me.
I would say fact.
Okay.
You dumb shit.
I don't know. I'm in
Okay,
between.
I need to
Okay,
make
for
another
me,
This is
Sorry.
way too difficult for you guys. Okay, Anna, fact or fishy?
like for me, I won't know. Like I don't make a full decision unless I know both sides, both the truths. Like
How are you gonna know if
otherwise-
there are parallel universes? We can't even come
exactly,
close to.
it's unknowable. But
Okay.
So for
there's-
now, it's fishy for you because
Okay.
there's no.
everything's fishy for me. The government, people. I always
As an
look like.
IB learner, everything should be fishy.
Okay,
That's
Trisha,
right.
Mandela effect. Fact or fishy?
I say fishy. However,
Okay.
if it came out to be true, I would be like, I knew it.
Same.
Well,
I agree
You're
with
also one of
Patricia
those people-
100%.
Okay.
You're also one of those
Anyway.
people that if you watch
Okay.
a sports team and you support one
Yeah,
team
I'll be
and then
like,
the
that
other
one,
one
that's
wins,
all.
it's like I was
I
supporting
knew
them the
it.
whole time.
That was because of my
Okay.
cheering they won.
Finn, fact or fishy?
Fishy.
he's a fishy.
Big
I
B,
think so.
fact or
Fishy too.
Okay, for me, it's a fishy as well.
I
Okay,
don't-
moving on. Moon landing. Fact or fishy? Who wants to open
Fact.
the floor?
So wait.
Okay, so we did land in the moon. Fact.
No. We didn't. I mean, fact isn't a
There's
conspiracy
literally
theory.
just
It's
one
fact.
video that
Okay.
I can show you that debunks probably every argument that you have on the moon landing.
No, she says she doesn't believe in
Okay,
it.
no,
She
guys.
thinks it's a fact that it doesn't exist.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
let's start. We respect each other's opinions.
Do we though?
Unless they're stupid. Anna, explain yourself.
Wow. Okay. Way to keep an open mind.
We're actually
Right.
learners.
So I think that what's really fishy about the moon landing is that the people from NASA who conducted
The
it.
government!
No, they're saying that they lost all the tapes all
They
the
didn't.
equipment, all the information on how to get to the moon because we've never done it ever since.
that's
and
true.
they're saying that they don't have the information to create a rocket ship as the same as that to make it to go to the moon.
Kira,
They're
okay.
saying that they lost all of the tapes.
Respectably, what's
the
your
tapes,
source? What's
the
your
tapes.
source? What's
My
your source?
source?
Yeah, what's your source?
I don't know. I don't know my
Peer-reviewed
source.
papers.
If it's Reddit, go f yourself.
It's not Reddit.
It's
not
Jane
Reddit.
Dawson. I watched
No.
the video with her.
I've got different sources. Like I've seen it all over the place, and
Okay,
I honestly believe
basically,
it.
we know how to get to the moon. I can
Then
count.
why is there no information on it about the
There is.
sciences
We
of
have
how
rocks.
space
There
is?
is.
No,
I can-
there
I
was an
can-
interview. There was an interview with one official that said
One official?
one NASA official that they asked, "Oh, why haven't we gone to the moon again? Or where's all the information on
There's
it? Where
no
are the tapes? Where are the tapes?"
We have tapes. We have
and
videos.
they're saying, "Oh, we lost it all." Like that's basically the consensus of what
But we have it because that stuff is all
the summary
online.
of what they said.
We have videos. I could look up a video right now, but I won't. But my point is,
No, like
I
the
could take
actual
out a
tapes
pencil
of
and paper
everything.
and calculate the speed needed to get out of the Earth's gravitational field into the moon.
No,
It's really
what I'm
basic
saying is that-
Newtonian physics.
What I'm saying is that they don't have the
Basic rocket science.
No, but like I mean.
Wow,
there's-
way to be a dick.
There's that saying like, oh, it's not rocket science. That's a reason because rocket science is hard. That's the idea.
No, what I'm saying is that the design for the aircraft that they used to get there,
Well, it wasn't an aircraft, it was
Oh.
a spacecraft.
Whatever.
if you didn't tell, I rolled my eyes there. What I'm saying is that they lost all of what they said in this one interview with the NASA official is that
Actually, I'm sorry,
they
but
lost
I will
all of it.
support your just a
Yeah.
minor
all of the
tiny
information,
thing.
they're saying that
Not
they lost
lost. Not lost.
Mis-
Erased.
a race.
Yeah, I'm looking at what you probably looked. There are lots of arguments and lots of things, and NASA admits erased moon landing tapes and everywhere.
Why would they do that? That's fishy.
I don't know, but I don't
What
know.
are they trying to hide, NASA? What are you trying to hide?
Explain, America.
Explain, America. Explain.
Guys, if Anne is missing by the
Arkansas.
next podcast, you know why.
What I want to say is that
This is weird.
if there are missing tapes that are on purpose erased and any other reasons like that, then there is obviously something going on there. However, I don't think that that's enough reason to say the moon landing absolutely didn't happen.
By the way,
Because
there
there's
were-
a lot of
there
proof
was more
saying
than-
No,
that
I think it was
There was
fake.
more than
I
one
think it was on
moon
a
landing.
set.
Okay, now
That's
that was my point. Moving back to this, the era at which this happened, the technology needed to fake
In 1960,
so much. It would be
died.
so much.
The
And also,
operation to fake a moon landing is so monumentally
You just need a
humongous.
stage.
No, do
No,
you
you
realize
don't.
how many
No.
countries would have to be involved with that?
Also-
How many governments that hate each other
also,
would have to cooperate?
the USSR
Yeah.
seceded the space race. They admitted, okay, we lost. America got there first. Why would they admit that they lost if it was fake? If there was even a chance that it was
Maybe
fake,
they had.
why would
maybe
Russia
the
admit
US.
it?
Maybe the U.S. government had dirt on them.
The Soviet Union, they had dirt on the Soviet Union.
You don't know.
Anna. The thing is, if you want to create a set like that, the lighting, the camera angle, and everything in the set, it's just much more later than moon
They
landing.
also said that they couldn't. In the video, you can't see any stars. You see a
Well, because the
break.
sun's right
You
in
see a-
front of you.
Wait,
Yeah.
You see a break in the tape.
Wait, you
You
just
see
said
a-
tapes are missing, and you're now saying
No,
that
the one-
you
Oh,
can't see stars.
the argument
No,
crumbles.
the video that we have online. The
She's
video that
claiming
we
the
see.
video that you have is staged. The ones that you see.
Wait,
of
I've
the
got a
moon
theory
landing.
now. What happened if they actually went to like the moon, right? But then the video wasn't very good, so they're like, let's just restage it. What? We still take
It would have
away.
looked worse.
Yeah, but what you're saying is, but because they didn't obviously have a professional cameraman on the moon with them, like moonwalking beside them.
Anna, do we or do we not have rocks from outer space on this planet?
I would.
Has a
Anna,
meteor,
your answer is
What?
yes, we have.
No, what do you mean by that? Like that?
has
they-
meteorite
they
ever
went-
landed on this planet?
Yes.
Okay, has a,
Dinosaurs.
yes, thank you. That's real life evidence. People over dinosaurs faked, staged by the cloud people.
Come on.
Who knows?
Oh my
Stellar
goodness!
would disagree.
Okay, so
Fishy.
you can see that we have space rocks, right? Let's call them that. We can study those rocks,
Depends on
see
what
where
you
they
mean.
come
If
from.
it's rocks that have landed on Earth, then I would say yeah, we have those.
Okay,
But if it's rocks that you've like that asteroids have taken from different planets,
Okay,
I would be
can an
skeptical.
Planets?
I would be
What's an
Jupiter?
asteroid, Kira? What's an asteroid?
What I mean, no. What I mean is that like they flew to one planet and say, "Oh, this is the rock that we got from that planet." I would be like
Like which planet you're
skeptical.
talking
Like any planet.
Where
I don't
do
know.
we go?
I know,
Land
you've
on
only
any
been to the
planet.
moon.
I mean, look, what I'm saying is that if they went to the moon, took a said rock from the moon and brought it back and said, "Oh, this is a rock from the moon," I'd be like, "That's skeptical."
Anna.
I'm skeptical of it.
Anna, countries from around the world have taken those samples, scientifically studied them, and confirmed that yes, those rocks are extraterrestrial.
Unless they work for the government.
Yeah.
Argument that Patricia makes isn't serious.
Yeah, I'm
No,
just
what
taking
I'm
on this.
What I'm saying is that I feel like you all are getting up on me, but what I'm saying is that I just think that you need to be skeptical of everything,
Well, yeah,
especially
obviously.
if you don't know it. So what I'm saying is that I truly just
How do
don't.
I know your name's Anna? How do I know you're not a sleeper
It's
agent
not.
for the government?
You know my name is not Anna.
So you admit it!
You know my real name! What are you talking about? This is an alias. Anyway, what I'm saying is that I just don't think that could be possible.
Well,
Especially now if we can't do it in nowadays.
we can.
Okay.
But then why
I will
haven't we?
support
Why
Anna's
would we?
argument
It's a
now.
huge fucking operation.
It was a political race. That's the only reason we went there.
I will support Anna's argument here.
Okay.
What I find in a source, I will state
Thank
the source
you.
somehow.
Just wait. For the record,
Later.
he's looking at Wikipedia.
Let me read this to you.
Your ID
The
diploma's gonna be
moonwalk's
revoked.
converted video signal was broadcast live around the world on July 21st,
And they cut it at some
1969. That's okay. That's cool.
I knew
right?
that because
that's
when I
cool.
was second year.
However, in the early 1980s, NASA's Landsat program was facing a severe data tape shortage, and it is likely the tapes were erased and reused at the time. So that is the only fishy thing that I can find during this whole video conversation. Because if you have a tape, and like if that tape is showing actually the moon landing, that's, I'm sorry, but f***ing important thing. You just don't put
okay, I
a
get that.
database. You just don't put one database, and you just can't say, oh, it erased, we guess.
Okay, but think about it,
That's fishy
Big
one.
B.
That's fishy
Your
one.
phone, your computer, has more computing power than NASA ever had at that time.
True.
Did you guys ever had a PlayStation 2? That memory
not
card
really
was
true,
8
my phone can't go to
megabytes.
space.
Do you know what 8 megabytes is? One picture today.
I know that. I know that.
Maddening.
Think about this tape though. There's not just one country you said. Probably this tape sent to thousands, like all of the countries around the world.
Yeah, because it was in all the news.
You can't just say, oh, this data is gone now. Like you can't just say this.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be
every
the reason
single
you erase the
country
tape
get
is
that.
because it's been sent everywhere else, so everyone else already has it. There's copies of that tape.
Yeah,
so
but
Yeah,
surely
but why
that
No,
was
but
one of
there
the
should
biggest
always
moments in
be an
NASA's
original
history.
copy. No
Yeah,
matter
you should have it when you walk into the office, just like the moon landing, like playing behind the receptionist. That's
Yeah,
what I would
exactly,
do. If I
exactly.
walked in that
What I'm
office.
saying is that
Jesus.
the original should always be protected. Is
Why?
what I'm saying, because it's an original. It's the one. It's
You
it's,
can sell it
and
for
it-
big money on Amazon.
no.
Original moon landing tapes.
What
Big
I'm
now.
saying is that it was a pivotal event, right? So wouldn't you save the original copy? It's a part of history. So why would you erase the tape?
if you
why
have
would you
copies
erase
of
the
the
tape?
original that are the exact same, why would you
You hear that, NASA? Why would you erase the tapes?
What I'm saying is that if you have copies, why not erase those tapes? Never erase the original.
Okay, that's a fair point.
By the way, my sources are two arguments.
He's looking at the pages cited on Wikipedia.
Exactly, I am because I am checking my sources.
No, yeah.
think
And
Wikipedia
they're
is already-
2013.
A point on that is that I'm open to any argument, ridiculous as it may be, as long as there are
It's
reliable and peer-reviewed
Yeah.
sources, which is something I would say Anna's argument is currently lacking.
I'm sorry, okay, but I'm tired when I get home. No, wait. Also, I would like to mention that I've currently moved and I don't have any internet.
I can vouch for
So,
that because I've seen her in the pizza
Yeet.
place.
Podcast
I've been
conspiracy
eating.
theory, Patricia and Anna live together.
Are they roommates? Who knows? What's the government hiding?
we live
Fishy,
near each
fishy.
other.
Anna, are you a lizard?
I wish.
I mean, I can't prove that she's a lizard. So technically, it's fishy. This is the theory, though, that happens all the time. People are like, it's the whole thing with like, are unicorns real if you haven't seen them? You're like, technically, that's fishy. Because if that's what we're going with here, with the whole...
I believe
Well,
in
like, I
mermaids.
wasn't there, so I didn't witness
Well,
it. But then you're like...
Yeah, well,
Let's talk about
because
religion
we've only,
then.
The
Yeah,
thing
but that's
is,
the whole faith thing behind
Yeah.
it.
It's
It's
like
the faith that
God
the
is
people that
real.
have told you something is true.
I don't think we should go into religion.
Yeah, I know it. I'm just...
Well,
That's
get
a
ready
nice-
for a flame war in the comments.
that's an unstudied topic, religion.
Right,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm off topic. Okay, I'm back at it, sorry.
Okay, what I wanted
Can
to
we-
say,
can we-
Moon
move
landing,
on?
fact or fishy? Anna.
fishy, I'd say fact, like that it didn't happen.
Then say fishy.
Oh.
This moon landing...
This is confusing.
Is
I
the
thought,
moon landing fact or fishy?
fishy?
Okay, for me it's irrefutable fact. Big B.
Fact.
Finn.
Fact.
Patricia!
Once again, fact, but if someone said it was fishy, I'd be like, do it. So,
I'm saying fishy.
Okay, well, we
Okay,
respect all
wait.
opinions here
One thing
except
I
Anna's.
one thing I want to talk about is that
Yeah.
we've only looked at 5% of our entire oceans on this world. Who's to say that there isn't any sea creature life, like mermaids?
there isn't, that they've proved that.
This is a
People
completely
find it all the
different
time.
topic, though.
I know.
Okay, moving
That's
on to
what I'm
topics. Mermaids. Fish or fishy?
Can I just say, there are 2 documentaries that were produced by, I think it's National Geographic, but I'm not sure,
That
where
were
they
fake.
tried to fake. They've been proven as fake because they're like CGI.
I remember
animated,
watching
but
that and thinking, I knew it!
where they try and show that mermaids are real, but they use like fake evidence or whatever, and they're supposed to be like sci-fi documentaries.
Wait, is this like the Finding Bigfoot
What
stuff?
I'm saying is that
Mermaids.
we've only discovered 5% of our oceans.
I don't.
So
believe
I think
they're
that there is
real.
a possibility that we have neglected to see.
Sure.
I'm
There's a lot-
pleased with magical creatures
we don't
that are,
have- we
like,
haven't
in our
found out
history.
everything.
Okay, but let's use a bit of logic here. Okay, right? We don't know a lot about the ocean. Every day we discover new and weird.
Like algae and stuff.
Yeah, weird like
Algae.
glowing
Algae?
krill.
Mermaids.
Each one of these beings or animals has a purpose, right?
Yeah.
And they live in that specific ecosystem for a purpose, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, what is the evolutionary purpose of a mermaid? That's like the worst
See,
energy efficient
but if
model
you
there
look
is.
at evolution,
Half human,
it's
half
not.
fish.
I've
It is
got
not.
a thing.
Because every single
I've got a
I'm
thing.
so sorry, Patricia. Every single organism started
Big
that way.
bees coming for me.
Yeah, and they
First
did.
one.
Like
Yeah,
such.
but why would you go half human, which is like a pretty good build if we're talking about like species?
Terrestrial.
Why would you not go full human?
Patricia!
Okay, evolution states that people act like things came out of the water, became so, and then some of them went back in from the lack of
Yeah,
time.
that's what I was gonna
So it
just
could have
comment
been
on.
Apes,
That's from the fake
evolution.
documentary.
I know,
into the ocean,
Whoa.
getting tails to
We've
help
gone full
them swim
circle.
faster.
No. What I'm
and then
saying is
becoming
that
mermaids. It was survival of the fittest. So the ones who would survive
They
would
couldn't
continue,
survive.
and then eventually they would get legs, and then they're human with like fishtail. That's
No,
my theory.
wait.
I don't think they look like majestic little beings. I think they're like hairy apes with tails.
Well, that would be improbable in underwater conditions, but
Yeah.
okay.
what I'm saying is that
Anna.
during that one documentary that is said to be fake, they had the
It's
idea.
proven to
It
be.
is fake.
Proven to be.
That's what I'm saying. It's said to be fake.
Proven
No,
to
it's
be.
said to be.
I got
That's the difference
Somebody
between
said.
said to be.
That's
That's
just-
Can I
outrageous.
just speak, Rico? Shut your mouth.
Fine. Have it your way. Okay, Anna.
Okay, in the documentary, they said that their prediction, well, it's their prediction, but in the documentary, they said that during evolution, when fishes were coming onto land and becoming apes, that some, whatever the evolution is that, I'm just telling you that when they
We
were
don't have a lot of time,
transitioning,
so yeah.
when they were transitioning to become onto land, that some did not like it and went back into the water.
Not like
It wasn't like
It's not that they didn't like it.
It
It's
was
that
a
survival
They had
tactic.
to.
It was just
They had
a
to
survival
go.
tactic.
Yeah, I want to expand on. I don't think it's a matter of preference because that would imply a consciousness, which I don't think a human species had at the time. It's a lack of land, and
Or
so they
humans.
had not a, like preference for like one thing over another just because you
The
happen to
water
like
feels
it.
nice.
Because yeah, I don't think it would have been because of that.
Instincts.
If we
Yeah.
imply that human beings had to go to water, I think we would have, if we at some point evolved into what we imagine mermaids to be like, and we imagine that that species still exists, I don't think they would look like what we imagine mermaids
Yeah,
to
they
be like.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think
Exactly.
they would look
That's what I'm saying,
probably
like,
a lot like
apes.
regular fish right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Manatees are
sexy fish.
So what I'm saying is that in that fake documentary, they said that they had to go back into the water when they were half evolved with humans, so they were in like the human stages. So they went back in and they grew. They said that they
because after
to
a while,
evolve into the water, they grew what are those?
Yeah, but I'm
webs between the fingers to help them swim faster.
Yeah.
So they evolved to be more accustomed to water.
But I'm saying that they probably evolved
They
even
probably-
further from that because
Yeah.
to say that we
They
have
probably
arms,
look
we
more
say
like a
that
fish
our
than they do like a
respiratory
human.
exactly.
yeah,
I
the
don't think
respiratory system wouldn't be there because
Yeah.
it would have gills.
I think
Yeah.
the whole idea that
So they
pets
won't look like the Little
torso-
Mermaid
You see
Ariel.
the
They
guy
would
that
look like
what's the
fishes.
fish of war?
Oh, really?
What's the movie called with the guy that like has it like with the scientist?
Bill Nye the
There's a
Science
lot
Guy.
of movies. that
no, the-
describe
Creature
the
or something
It's
science.
like the green thing.
Oh, The Shape of Water.
Yeah,
by
that
Guillermo
one.
Shape of
del
Water.
Toro.
And anyway, that's what I kind of think a mermaid would look like
Yeah,
if it was like a real person.
No.
realistically,
Does it look
that's
like
what
Guillermo
might.
del Toro?
Realistically, that's what one might look like.
It should be a fish by now.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I
I'm
think so.
100% sure.
Because the reason why fish look the way they do is so they can survive in their climate. So
Yeah.
they're not going to be like us with a tail. 'Cause that's not going to help them anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Because we can't survive in the
brains
water.
are
I think if
actually
that was
very-
a probable
very
condition for
fascinating.
for beings to live underwater, there would be other species that would have evolved that
We
way.
would have died. To be honest, if we went into the ocean, we would have died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the whole
That's
mythology
how it
of mermaids is that they look like people, so they prey
yeah.
sailors.
I think that's just because they were
I don't
drunk
think they look-
at the time.
No, no, no.
Are
I
we
don't.
saying that mermaids are like? Okay, no,
Yeah,
fine.
but
I get that.
imagine
No, yeah, I get
imagine
that.
planning evolution in a way where
Thank
you're
you.
saying that a species realizes that they can lure another species towards them
The
because they
angelfish.
look like that way.
Maybe it's like a
Angelfish.
fetish.
Mermaid
Look,
fish.
No,
Can I say
he has like
something?
he likes fish, and then he's like, oh, actually, it was like a girl, but with like a fish tail.
Wait.
I have
Before.
my hand raised,
Yeah, but
guys.
before.
Yeah, but I had that. You didn't listen to me before.
I was. I know.
Okay, Anna, go for it.
What I'm saying is that I think that it's like different species, how there is different, like, it's not every species looks the same,
Yeah.
especially with fish. So their mermaids are their own species where they don't look like a goldfish. They don't look like that. They look more, they have more human qualities where they have.
You think so?
Yeah. I think that they are their own species and that they're not
Okay.
supposed to look exactly like a goldfish or
Yeah, I'm not
a
saying
clownfish
maybe exactly,
or like
but I think
something
they
like
would have
that.
gotten close to a similar shape of a
And
fish.
even
I
her
definitely
body
don't
shape
think they
is
would
an
have
ideal
arms.
for like yeah, they would have probably. Like,
Oh god, that's not sexy.
I know, like, look at me.
They're just
No, I
flopping.
think that they would have
Rico just
arms.
really wants to have sex
I
with
would
fish.
think that they would have arms.
No, 'cause
because
arms
they
aren't gonna
grow
help them.
Gills, and so that it helps them move through the water.
Yeah, but evolution.
Yeah, but like
the theory
I
of
feel
it
like
is
you would
that
still
like,
have this.
Yeah,
thing.
they would have
like a
that.
bat.
Like a
People-
flying squirrel.
Pardon.
They would have like a flying
Bat-
squirrel, the
bat
webs in between their arms and their
Okay,
torso.
but we could use this whole argument for like dragons. Do you think there were dragons? Big fire-breathing
I
lizards?
think there was a possibility of dragons.
I think
Oh
we
my
have 10
God,
minutes left,
Anna.
and
I
we
feel
should
like
move
we have.
on.
Okay,
Okay.
fine. Mermaids, fish, or fishy fish?
What does that even mean?
Fishy fish.
For evolutionary perspective, it might be possible. However, I still think it's a big fishy fish.
For me, it's a big fishy fish.
Big fishy fish.
Big fishy fish. Even though.
Anna?
It's a fish, but it's a fishy fish. But I would
But
love
if
it.
someone says that there's a mermaid, she'll be like, I knew it.
No, but I would love it if it was a fact. I would.
I think we should talk about that reality is a simulation because I think that
Elon
is one of
Musk.
the only conspiracy theories that I can bring myself to even slightly believe is real. I think you should keep an open mind towards conspiracy theories, but I think in terms of reality being a simulation is like the closest I can get to 100%.
For me,
inside
if I can talk about
simulation.
that, if we're talking about this, I would say it's completely inconsequential to me, so I won't even bother developing an opinion on it because we can't find out if it's true or not. So we may as well
I'm just
believe
saying
in
it's a
it
good,
or not
it's a
believe
good
in
theory
it.
for our existence.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
the same theory to an extent. It's obviously not the same, but it's to an extent similar to religion. You can't prove it or disprove it, so why worry about it?
So I'm just gonna explain it really quickly. The idea of it is that basically, in the future, if humanity ever develops the technology to make simulations that are so lifelike that they can basically simulate conscious beings and what life would actually be like, then considering
Robots.
the nature of humanity, we
It
would
could be a
would
possibility
eventually
that we-
make those simulations. And so with just basic probability, the likelihood that you're living in a simulation is actually pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
like someone else is controlling you.
Yeah,
That kind of thing.
Not
But-
necessarily.
but-
The idea is basically that I mean, it doesn't necessarily be like this every time, but like you create a simulation, you put in a certain variable, like maybe like the fact that Trump became president. Maybe that's not a thing in the real world, but they wanted to test how that would be like.
And they
so
wanted to
now,
experiment.
and
What
so
if
now-
humans were this
The maze
stupid?
runner!
Yeah,
Oh my
Natural
god!
life experiments, right?
Yeah, so it
Natural
would literally just
experiments.
be people
Like
would
they
observe
were-
what the Earth humanity would become like under certain conditions that didn't happen in real life.
I am but a 1 and 0 in this simulation.
It's
Yet
sort of
another
like
variable.
the book The Maze Runner, where they put them in a they're not simulations,
No, it's
but
just
they
a big
put them in
maze.
Yeah.
an environment and erase the
Oh,
memories
okay, no,
into
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
But
that
also-
that's their world.
Yeah, but there's
Whereas there
also
are
like an
people looking
extension
in.
to the simulation idea, which is that, I mean, you're all familiar with how the world was supposed to end in 2012.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
The Mayan
the idea
calendar.
is that the world did actually end in 2012, and we were just switched into a simulation, and that's why
A different
horrible.
simulation?
They backed up their
into
hard
a
drive.
simulation. We used to live in the real world, and then the world ended in 2012, and now we're in a simulation, and that's why all this bad stuff has started happening since 2012.
Oh, bad stuff
which
has happened
yeah,
before.
exactly.
But-
This is why I don't believe in that, because everyone's all suddenly like, oh, this is why Trump's president. This
No,
is why
yeah,
there's so many
I feel like
terror
that's
attacks.
taking
Oh,
it a
just
Trump
step
isn't
too
the
far.
worst
No.
thing that's ever happened to this world.
Yeah, but what I'm
think people
saying
need to
is-
remember
yeah,
Yeah,
that.
there's
think-
worse things that have happened.
Yeah,
Like,
And
worse-
there's more that's happening behind the
World
scenes, so they're
War.
just talking.
Yeah.
Right.
9/11!
My point here is
Jeez, just shout that out.
Inside.
My point here is that a lot of people who now I feel like are discussing this are part of our generation. So if we're taking this from, let's say, like mine or like Rico's birth year, which is 2000, we would have turned 12 in 2012.
Yeah.
And so from there on out, we would have grown older, we would have become teenagers, we would have become more socially conscious. Before that, we wouldn't have cared if stuff like that was happening
Yeah.
because we wouldn't be aware of it. And so I think in terms of us thinking that the world has gotten more bad, we've just become more aware of it. And
Yeah.
we've just become more socially conscious, and so we think more
Oh,
bad stuff is
no,
happening.
I-
When
So
in
we
reality,
think
it's
that
not
this
like that.
is maybe a reason for it, why
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the bad things are
Yeah.
happening.
I, for
Th-
one,
bad stuff has been happening all this
just
time.
Yeah.
looking at history, we're living
9/11,
in the
guys,
most...
9/11!
Just stop.
It's like bringing another.
Just by looking at history, we're definitely living in the best time for
Yeah,
humanity.
yeah, for sure.
Like,
Exactly.
we have memes, come on.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of that. I was
It's
thinking
the
of
best
wars
time.
and like.
We are living in the best
But I do think-
timeline.
We are.
Well, I don't know about that.
The darkest timeline.
No,
I
I
think
was
there
mimicking
definitely
Donald
could
Trump.
be-
It's the best.
Oh, it could be.
The best time.
Look, I know time. I have very many watches, and they're huge. They're very big.
Huge, the
Bigly.
best time. This
Okay,
is huge
so what's
simulation.
your
Wait,
point?
what?
My point,
What's your point?
it's 01001. Which
Because
translates to fishy.
There's also a different conspiracy theory, because you know how after John F. Kennedy was shot, his brother became
Died?
like a really big figure, and he was
Alright.
really big on racial equality and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And he was like, in terms of a humanitarian, he was. I don't want to say making big moves because that was the first thing that came to my mind, but I don't want to say it. But he was making a lot of like really good changes. But he also died before he
Had great
could,
ideas.
Yeah, but he died before he
Yes.
could really implement those ideas. And there's a conspiracy theory out there that
Illuminati.
Government again.
that basically, if he had become president of America and if he'd been able to implement those changes, our world would be in a way better place because, yeah.
No, I feel like everyone dies before
Yeah.
their time. Or like a lot of people
Yeah.
die before they manage to do a lot of meaningful stuff, like Nikola Tesla.
Life is short, guys. That's all we're saying.
I think when we get good people, we just assume that they die before their time.
Yeah,
we just
like-
think that if they lived longer, they would have been able to do better.
Just look at
Yeah, you
Stephen
can't
Hawking. He was really close to some pretty big breakthroughs, but his life expectancy was way above what was expected.
yeah.
He had ALS, and the life expectancy for that is 5 years. He
Exactly.
went to live to like this year.
Yeah.
But like, give me one example
die?
that is a good person. Like,
Last year!
He died last year?
This was a whole big thing!
I was so
Going
heartbroken.
back to the whole idea that
Mandela.
No,
oh,
not
the
mental
thing
health
that
too. Simulation.
Oh, almost said oh.
Going back to simulation idea, Patricia.
Yeah, the idea that people die before their time, I feel like
Oh.
that's just a kind of positive outlook at life.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, she could have done great.
Yeah.
But it's like, we don't know if he could have. He could have turned around and been evil.
Yeah.
Hitler.
We don't know that.
He could have turned around and become Hitler. We don't know.
Literally
We just
Hitler.
hope for the best.
I mean,
There are theories that are saying that literally if Hitler had just gotten accepted into art school,
Yeah. If he got accepted to art school, he would have never needed to go into war. Never would have been.
not necessarily. That's
Not
you can't
necessarily,
say
you
that.
Yeah,
Just
but
say
like
that.
it's a possibility that he
Because
never would have.
He
That's
had
a
that.
possibility.
No one has that mentality
Never.
from being rejected once. No one comes out of art
Yeah,
school
but
going, I'm gonna kill everybody.
the idea
no one has that
is that
mentality.
basically because of how big of a deal it's made in all of his biographies
Bigly.
of how much it affected him to be rejected
Yeah.
from art school, the idea is that if he had been accepted, it probably would have made a huge change in his life.
I know, but he's still a psychopath.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah, yeah.
definitely still a
I'm saying-
psychopath.
He would never
Okay.
have gone
But
into a
it's just
political route. That's all we're saying.
Yeah,
There's a
okay,
possibility
back
that he wouldn't
to the
have gone into
simulation
political
idea.
route.
Let's
that was
leave
the
Hitler
start of
alone.
this whole thing. I think.
Sorry about the instrument.
Very dissonant thoughts. That's an accurate representation of my inner thinking.
I'm just gonna make a
That
note
was
of this
like
just in case you want to cut it
Lisa's
out.
Simulation theory.
Simulation
1001 or 0011.
I think it is very plausible. I don't think it is 100% fishy. It's
I don't think we need to worry about it, but I think it's possible.
Yeah, for me
Yeah.
it's
I'm not stressing-
inconsequential.
I'm not stressing
I
about
agree
it.
with
Don't
this.
get me wrong. I'm not stressing
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
not losing any sleep over it.
I'm not waking up and saying, "Oh my god, we're in a simulation now." I'm like, no, I don't think like that. But it is very possible thing that someone just put this headset on, and it's
Okay, so verdict.
Fishy for me, but inconsequentially so. Big B?
I cannot say this is a fact. I will say fishy.
I can't say it's a fact either, but I think
There
It's
can be some
plausible.
real.
It's plausible.
plausible fishy.
There's
Plausible
something to
fishy.
it. It's definitely a good philosophical argument, but
Yeah.
it's something we'll never have to
Definitely a
worry
good sushi wrap, but it's
Patricia.
I lost what I was saying, but I think I was gonna say it was fishy, but I feel like
about. If it's proven right, I knew it.
I had a really good point there, but everybody interrupted me as usual because I'm interrupted a lot.
No,
Okay, so what is your
What? I don't remember.
okay. Anna.
I would say
I'll come back. I'm just
no. Go ahead.
I'll figure it out. Wait, hold on. Let me think.
Go.
I would say it's a plausible fishy. I think there's many different like stems to it and many different
Stems.
possibilities to it. But I would say it's fishy. I'm not sure. Like
Oh,
you
wait,
never really
but-
know.
Okay,
we're-
Patricia remembered.
Could be some of it.
I think it's the idea that we feel like someone's always taking care of us, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes we
Someone's
have that kind
big
of like
brother.
caring. Yeah, we always want like the big,
Big
brother
Jesus.
around, like the caring, like the same thing
No,
with
I'm
religion.
not
how they
talking
have
about it
faith
in a
in
caring way. I'm talking
feel
about
like-
how there's someone's watching us. That's
Yeah.
what Big Brother is.
Ah, I
Someone's
mean-
always watching
Yeah, I
us.
know,
What
I
I
know.
mean is that that people naturally want like someone like a
protect
being to
them.
be over.
It's human
them.
behavior.
And
Yeah.
It's,
like,
it's what we want.
watching
Though. We
out for
want
us.
someone
Yeah.
to. We don't want to be like free in this world. Be like, I don't care about anyone. Everybody wants someone to protect them.
I just
Great. Thanks for listening to.
And on that note,
Bye, FBI agents. Love you.
love
Thanks
you.
for listening to Reliably Uninformed.
stay uninformed. Because that's what the government wants!